Okay, so hey everybody. Again, my name is Ofri from Whitebox. And in Whitebox, we help brands to take control and brand visibility and reputation in AI search, ChatGPT, Google AI Overview, Perplexity, and all the others. And basically, as Andrew said, the way people search over the internet is undergoing revolution. From writing keywords in Google and to go to a website, people write prompts and get answers. And the motivation of ChatGPT is to make the user satisfied. So the purpose of OpenAI that the user will stay and see all the answers in the platform, in the chats. So the goal of brands become to be the answer. This is how the market share look like. 80% of the user in the US using ChatGPT, 4% Gemini, and 3% DeepSeek, and all the other is 1% in average. And I think it is important to understand that because each one of the sources of the chats is having a different optimization needed. Right now, 12% of the global search is in the chats. And according to Gartner, by 2028, it will be 50%. And actually, we all see that already, that Google highlight the answers and even before the PPC and the original SERP. And what is the problem? Today, CMOs lack of visibility, how their brand appear in the answer. So they are not controlling the narrative, they have reputational risk, and they are missing opportunities. Something that is important to understand, and this is the quiet revolution, that 90% of the answers is rely on external sources. It means that now we need to optimize. If you want to control the narrative, you need to optimize in your websites, but most of the work should be on external sources. Sources like public database like Wikipedia, review platform like Reddit, PeerSpot, and others, and the PR and articles. So it is very important to understand what are the sources that affect the answers. The second thing
And
that
Offrey, can I just jump in? So that
so
is, it's interesting that is what's going on because, I mean, the conversations I'm part of is people are trying to figure out how to optimize. They're trying to figure out how to optimize their own web pages to show up in the LLM answers. But it sounds like that's the opposite of what they should be doing.
yes, so actually the cost-effective things is to invest outside of the website. Even if the effort is much higher, the impact is much higher as well. And we will see examples of like companies that succeed in the example.
Okay. Yeah, that is so interesting.
Yes. I want to say the last thing about the problem that actually this is hyper-personalized answer. If each one of us will ask the same prompt, we will get a different answer for the same prompt. So how we can optimize it, right? The chat is very highly sensitive for location by IP address, very sensitive for language, very sensitive for time, very sensitive for a memory, right? You know everything about us. So we need to see what we are doing in that. So Whitebox is a GEO platform, generative engine optimization. It's the new generation of SEO that dedicated for LLMs. And Whitebox is a SaaS platform that give back the control to the brands about how the brand appear. How we are doing that? First of all, we are tracking the thousands of the most relevant AI prompts to the brand, and we will come in a second what is the best or the most important prompt to the brand. We are analyzing all the answer in scale, and in the end, we are giving actionable insights, which content need to be written where to impact what, and estimation of impact and effort. So Whitebox is a statistical solution for a statistical problem. ChatGPT, we said that want to satisfy the user, and he take all his inputs. One of them is the prompts that the user write, and he's guessing or calculating what should be the next word to satisfy the user. And we are doing reverse engineering of user behavior at scale to reveal what are the sources that affect the answer. So the first thing we need to understand, we should focus on the scope we want to optimize, which region, which language. Then we are moving for the prompt research to understand what are the top sources, the top prompts. We are doing that according to long-tail keywords from the Google console of our customers, social listening, and business intent. And I'm talking about like thousands of prompts. We are testing them, measuring them through thousands of users that we are holding on the different chats, and asking the prompts like real user from a VPN with the defined language, each prompt up to 50 times to see the average answers for each prompt. And for each answer, we are doing topic analysis, sentiment analysis, and understand what are the sources that actually build the answer and give it a weight according to how much this source affect the most relevant answers. And we are covering from all the new customer journey, right? If we are take a look or doing our research and discovery on the chats, so we need to impact there. So we are optimized for unbranded prompts, like what is the best platform for? We are doing for competitor analysis. What do you prefer, company A or B? And in the end, sentiment analysis. And I want to talk a little bit about measuring. So how do we measure success? Because if I just say that 90% of the sources is external sources, so we can't count referrals or UTMs from ChatGPT because most of the traffic is not moving to your website in that unbranded or top funnel stage. So we are suggesting different approach through 3 KPIs. We are doing bi-weekly measurement, and for the same prompts, we want to see better results. The first KPI is brand mention rate. We are measuring each measurement, the percent of the AI answers that include the brand name. You can see here an example that company that we work with that start with 10% visibility mention rate on June, and after 1.5 months, it rise for 46. It means that now every second answer, they are appearing the answer. The second KPI is average rank. We want to appear most of the time, but we want also for top 10 answer to be ranked higher, and this is like the average ranking for the same prompts. And the last one is the sentiment score. When people ask about the brands, like pros and cons, reviews, and etc., we want to get better answer and obviously control the narrative as well.